Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Umstead, and welcome to the Robert and Nathaniel group. So, first time joining us, thank you so much for waking up with me. Typically, every single morning through the Robert and Nathaniel group, typically do a live video with you in which we go over motivation, resume writing tips, and real estate tips. The purpose is to, not get you motivated as well, but in addition, also just go over some resume writing tips for those looking to get into a career, or for those that are looking to purchase a home, and even for my fellow realtors, since I am currently a realtor with EXP, is also providing some tips on both ends, so that way you get the realtor side of you, and you also get the buyers and sellers / client side of you as well. So without further ado, let's get started here. Today with motivation, I was scrolling through last night, as I usually do, Facebook, Instagram, right? That right before you fall asleep, like, So what I came across was actually a post talking about, 10 years ago, this is what occurred. So because we're still in the beginning stages of a decade, and don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of things going around in the news and such, but there's a lot of issues that happened in the past 10 years that was going on in the news that prevented people from getting to where they need to be at. I mean, 10 years ago, we was just getting back to building coming out of the recession and everything like that. And, the way things are going, it seems like we're going into another one. But above all, I want people to still stay positive throughout it all. So with that being said, 10 years ago, looking at two big, major social media apps, Instagram as well as TikTok. Now, I know some of you thinking, especially probably from my millennials, like, what? No, TikTok's been around for so long, so long. Well, 10 years to somebody who's like myself, 36 years, we look back 10 years and be like, all right, yeah, oh, I do recall that. Yeah, I definitely was around that. Somebody 10 years ago that's, just coming out of college and everything like that, like, maybe I was in high school, 8th grade, like, they weren't worried about the world, so anything that was surrounding that probably didn't affect them. So with that being said, Instagram 10 years ago had 0 users. There was nobody around, nobody taking pictures and then uploading it and then hashtag after hashtag. There was none of that. Instagram was non-existent at the time. Now it has over 1 billion users. I know that Facebook had taken over Instagram and such, but you got to understand that, doing something like that, doing something like that, and averaging it out. I mean, if you average it out over the course of decades, that means that Instagram had reached on minimum, and not saying, I know this of course didn't happen the first year, but on minimum, for it to be over that 1 billion over the course of a decade, that there was 100 million people yearly getting into Instagram, and then after the 10 years, now it's reached over that billion marker. Looking at TikTok, TikTok had 0 users. There was nobody using that. I still, calling myself old school, I still remember the pop-up videos that people were using in regards to just advertising it. And even for myself, I was thinking, I'm like, man, I was like, because I saw it and I thought it was like something that was going to be temporary fast, kind of like Snapchat, but Snapchat is still around. So with that, TikTok users are now past 500 million. So again, over the course of 10 years, that's 50 million people that were reached by TikTok, and now looking at over 500. So the journey is, the mindset is simply this: everybody's going to start at 0. Everybody's going to start at a beginning point. What you need to focus on is that, what is 10 years ahead going to look like? What steps am I taking now, so that way 10 years from now, where is it going to explode to? Where is it going to reach to? What heights, what levels? So, and I mean, that's for your own goals. That's for your own personal motivation. So, and I believe I had mentioned this even yesterday. The best part of the journey is the end, or excuse me, not the best part, but part of the journey is the end. Actually, the best part is going through the down parts. You would not believe it, but actually going through the down parts, because who cares about when things are going good? When things are going good, that's what you expected because you're on this golden journey. But when things are low and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through it? That's actually the fun part, because for those that bounce back, it makes it that much more incredible. And you got a better story to share. So, with that being said and all, that is my motivation of the day. Stop thinking that, oh man, I only got, because even for me right now, I only got 24 subscribers on my YouTube channel, but my Facebook, friends are growing from people that I interact with. My LinkedIn is growing from people I interact with. I'm getting more, even though it's probably averaging like 1 or 2 per week, but I'm getting hearts on my tweets now from Twitter and everything like that. So it's growing. The whole thing about it is that it's growing. A year ago, Twitter, Instagram was like, yeah, I'll show something up there. But for the fact that it's steadily increasing, so my network is growing. The people that know me that are growing. And don't get me wrong, there may be some double accounts in there. The same people that follow me on Instagram, the same people that are my Facebook friends, and probably LinkedIn connections. But the end game is that the number keeps growing. And I'm pretty sure with the over 1 billion users with Instagram and over 500 million users with TikTok, that people are probably like, oh, well, that's not including duplicates or 5 people following. It doesn't matter about that. Numbers at the end of the game matter. So as long as you're steadily increasing, you're getting there. So that's pretty much in regards to the motivation aspect. Stop thinking that you're at zero when, 10 years from now, a year from now, a month from now, you will be growing as long as you stay on your course and stay towards your goals. Now, for my resume writing tips, going back to millennials, talking to my college students, and even those coming out of high school looking to go into college or even straight into the workforce. Your education is your bread and butter at this point, so you need to magnify that by 10 times. So this is still the time and an opportunity. I remember still doing my resume and getting everything together for Penn State back in 2000. Yeah, maybe like mid, I believe it was the fall or the spring semester. I can't recall, but I do remember doing stuff at the last minute, getting together. And, hey, I still consider my success, graduated on time, and then also with the master's and maybe a little bit more, but I'll save that for a different episode. But yeah, so with that being said and all, with your resume, like I said, and even those, I should even include those who are currently like taking their master's, put that education at the top. If it's most recent, especially within the past year, put that education at the top, and then right under it should be achievements. Now, some people will say like, oh, well, what about my GPA? I'm like, well, what's your GPA? 3.1. I say anything over a 3.0, definitely put down, because a 3.0 is technically the average point. It's when you get below that, then it's like, oh, it's a C range. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, anything 3.0 or above is great. And if you, have a 2.8, 2.7, but you received an award from class, put that on there. If you got a perfect attendance award, put that on there. It's not a matter of, because nobody is expecting to be there to work every single day. And then for the people who worked 20 years at a company and never missed a day, where's their reward? A gold watch? Maybe a bouquet of flowers, like that's all they receive. So I say with the perfect attendance, putting it at the top and everything like that, you don't need to be specific. If you got it once, you got it once, put that down there. For the people that are working, if you got a perfect attendance award while working throughout the 4 years that you were working, and it was like one great month that you had it, then by all means, put that on there. And then the other thing too is, outside of the resume writing tip, my realtor tip, and I'll close with this: don't feel bullied. I know it's something simple, and I know it's something that is basically like, man, ain't nobody touching me. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown woman. I ain't got to worry about that. I'm saying don't feel bullied by... my experience was this, that I had a lender, a private money lender, or private capital firm and such like that, said that they would help with rehab projects. So, and they had great rates, you know, it was a 6 to 8 month starting to pay back, very, very low interest rate. I believe it was between 7 to 8%, and their range was from, you know, 50,000 all the way up to 10 million. So, and I'm like, oh, cool, awesome. I was like, you know what? I don't have time right now, because this was over the weekend. I don't have time right now, but definitely, you know, I'll set up a call with them and go forward from there. Well, because there's this new network, social media network called Alignable, we had first connected through there, and we had also emailed each other. Well, how the conversation started was that, you know, he had reached out to me on Alignable, connected there. Great. And I pretty much, and always thank your connections, no matter what, always thank your connections. Now, if it's somebody that, you know, is a friend of a friend that y'all grew up together and went to school with, and, you know, they just wanted to be your friend, and you really don't see anything that will benefit you or, you know, push you forward and everything like that, then by all means. But if you just, or even if you just want to do a simple courtesy one, hey, thanks so much for connecting with me. Looking forward to working with you. For my realtors, you can definitely add in that concept of saying, hey, definitely look forward to working with you. Let me know if you have any real estate needs, or know somebody that has any real estate needs. Be sure they're happy to help. So, and you got to be good with the wording. Something saying real estate needs doesn't apply to rentals. Like my mom just found out. She's like, wait, you guys getting rentals? Yeah, Mom, anything real estate. Oh, that is real estate, isn't it? Because of the building and stuff. Yep, it is, Mom. So, but back to the story real quick, because I need to wrap it up here. So, yeah, the guy reached out to me on Alignable, you know, connected, told him thank you so much. Then he had also had, I had told him, I was like, hey, when you get some information, feel free to email me. He says, cool, no problem. He sends me the information via email. I think within 24 hours, I go back to him and I said, hey, let me know when you're available to talk. This was on Thursday. He had reached out to me on Wednesday. I reached back out to him on Thursday. The following day on, or actually, no, this is when it was over the weekend. So I believe either Saturday or Sunday, I got a message from him saying like, hey, how come you haven't gotten back to me? What? Okay, sure. So I sent him an email saying, hey, or a message on Alignable, hey, I did get back to you, and actually copied and pasted the actual communication that I had sent to him via email. His response to that was not even a few hours later, because I was still going with this guy. I was still like, all right, you know what? I'll still work with him and everything like that, you know, but it just won't be now. So it was later on that Sunday evening, I get a response back and saying like, it's been a couple of hours. How come you still haven't responded? Sir, thank you so much. So I politely said, I'm not interested. So don't feel bullied, no matter how beautiful, how great, how awesome. But the quote goes back to Warren Buffett, where he said that, you know, when people are greedy, stay fearful, you know, and when people are fearful, stay greedy. And the reason being, you know, it applies to business practices as well. When people are fearful about something, or they're unsure of a product, and it's like you see the potential in it, go for it. Just go for it. Like even for myself with the YouTube, I do these things daily because I see the potential in it. I see that a year from now, that's 365 videos. I see 2 years from now, that's 700, you know, my math is way off, 730 videos. I see 3 years from now that 1,000 videos will be put up by me personally. And I'm like, wow, 1,000 videos. Oh my gosh. And then because of my age, I can look back at the times that I was trying to do a YouTube channel, at the times that I was trying to do my motivational back in 2011. And I'm like, man, 9 times 300 is 2,700. So you're telling me if I had started this when I was supposed to have started this I would have been surpassing or getting close to, probably more than that, because at the 65 part, but 3,000 videos, close to that. So it's like, hey, you gotta, you know, like I said, when you see something that's going to be beneficial, take advantage of it and run it with it, especially if you see prior examples of it. So I know with private money lenders, especially when the rates are good, to definitely work with them and go after it. But on the other side of things, don't feel bullied and pressured when they're getting on you about like, hey, well, come on, let's talk. Hey, come on, let's do this. I got to buy it right now, once out of the blue moon, and it's at least once a month. Because before we was both eager, we were both looking at multi-units together, working together and such. Now it's like once out of the blue moon, I'll get a message from him. Hey, listen, I'm really ready. Let's do this. Let's make something happen. So before I was calling him back and he wasn't responding. Then I was text messaging and he wasn't responding. So I'm like, all right, it is what it is. A whole month later, same thing happened again. Hey, Dan, I'm really ready to be on board, man. Really ready. So then it turned into just a text message. And then even more recently, I would say about 2 weeks ago, same thing. So know your people before you know your people. So, and always take a step back. Even if it's something that seems too good to be true, take a step back, think about it, and be like, how can this benefit me in 10 years? And if it can, run with it and go with it. If it's something where it's like, do I see this even benefiting me right now so that I can advance in 10 years? Then definitely still, definitely still run with it. But if you know that there's going to be issues, like even with the guy with the lender, I know that there's going to be issues right away, because if my client or even myself doesn't get back to him in an immediate point of time that he's expecting, then he's going to have a hissy fit and, be upset or whatever. So, and if it wasn't going to be beneficial for me, I definitely don't want none of my clients or somebody else going through them. So, but I wish him luck in his business. I just hope that it like snaps in his head saying like, all right, maybe I got to back off my approach and not be so pushy, but that's all. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. Have a blessed day, a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And as always, stay blessed. I messed that up. Just going to rewind that. Stay blessed, my fellow millionaires. Have a great one.
Fleslet on the beat.